So just a few things to point out first. So this is obviously PULLIP Kirsche, I believe is how you pronounce it. I'm not 100% on how you pronounce it, but I believe that is how you say the name. So I got this doll off eBay. She was a used doll, and this wrist here, I don't know if you'd be able to tell. It's a little bit cracked there. They super glued it back together and the wrist does still function, just like that. But with PULLIP dolls, they're known to be very, very fragile. So it is just a case that she's a fragile doll. Another thing I want to point out, saying before I start the review, is she came with it was this eyelid here. The eyelid was stuck up there, so what I had to do was I had to undo her wig in the back, which is just glued down, unscrew the head and kind of push the eyelid down again. So now both of her eyes blink, which is what these dolls are meant to do. They're meant to be able to blink and the eyes also move, which now she does. Her hair was also a bit of a mess, so what I did for just restyling was I sprayed it with a little bit of leave-in conditioner, because I'm not a massive fan of using hairspray because I don't want it to go crunchy. So using leave-in conditioner means I can still brush through it, but I can it makes the hair kind of form into a bit more of a shape, which is basically she looked like this on her pictures, of what the doll's supposed to look like, so I just wanted her to look close to that. But yeah, let's just start with the review. So first of all this is Kirsche. So here is her face. So she's got these dark blue eyes, and it's kind of like a pink, like a really light pink eyelid with like a yellow eyeshadow kind of going around. She has this really nice red hair. It's really cool, and it's also very long as well. When I undid the braids to retie them, the hair basically touched the floor, which was quite cool. And then she's got these orange lips which match her hair really nicely. She also comes with this little bonnet on her head, which is like a bow, and then it's got these 2 layers of tulle. It ties, I tied it underneath the mechanism here, which I don't know if anyone knows with PULLIP dolls, but these kind of push the eye down. So now I've pushed that in, this eye should be closed. Yeah, just like that. And then all you need to do to release it again is literally just pop it up like that, and then the eye will be open again. But yeah, it's just tied into a bow here, but it's got such nice detail, and this ribbon does. It's like a ribbon with the tool, the same tool that's around her bonnet, just around the ribbon just there. She also did include a stand as well, which I believe this is the original stand, which is good. Moving on, here is her dress. Now it's very, very detailed. It's 2 layers. So it's just this black tulle layer here, and then this layer on top which has a few different pieces going on. This is the same material that's on her bonnet. It's her bow material, so she's had that material repeated just there, and then she has the same ribbon that's on her bonnet. I like how they've kind of made everything look cohesive, but again with the black tulle and the orange tulle, and then obviously this pattern here, and then this blue satin material, I'd say, and then she has it tied in the center here with red and black ribbon. It's really, really nice. I like the collar as well, and obviously she's got quite short sleeves here. And then moving lower down, she has these I would say stockings. They're meant to be tied with a bow, but this one I tried to redo and it kind of looks bad, but oh well. And then she just has these chunky, they're kind of like Mary Jane's, I guess, some chunky shoes. So articulation in this doll is quite a lot. So like I said, that I showed you the eyes do close, and then without her falling off her stand, I'll try and show you how her eyes move. So like that, so you can kind of push the eyes to move. She is currently floating. Let me try and get her to stand again. Now her shoe has come off. It's quite difficult to do one-handed. And then obviously her head swivels side to side. It sort of goes up and down, but only a little bit. So she's got, it's like an upper arm twist here, so this arm kind of twists like that, and it's got the double joint here, and the wrist moves back and forth. This one's quite stiff, so I've been because they're such fragile dolls, I've been quite careful with it. And then she also has an upper, does she have an upper leg twist? No, I don't believe she does. But she's got double jointed knees, and her ankles also move as well. And I believe there may be some chest articulation, but like I said, because of it being a fragile doll, and these dolls being quite difficult to get your hands on, especially in the UK where I am, I don't want to mess around too much. Now, I managed to get this doll off eBay, like I said. She was a bid, and then I put in an offer of £80, and she accepted my offer, because she said that obviously she was damaged technically with the wrist, but you can't even tell, so I'm really happy about that. Usually these dolls retail for roughly, I believe, between like £100 and £200, but they're only sold in Japan. There is like Europe, I think it's like PULLIP Groove or something it might be called, where they sell like some of them in Europe, but they're quite expensive on there, so if I can get them used and knowing that I can like do them up sort of thing, I will do that. I was definitely happy to get it though, because I've wanted to have a PULLIP doll for so many years, probably since like 2017, so now I'm actually an adult, I'm able to afford these things, whereas when I was younger there was no way my parents were letting me spend that much money on just a single doll. But I'm really happy to get this doll in specific, with it being like a Japanese brand. It goes really well with like my manga collection and my anime figures. It fits in perfectly. I do want to get more PULLIPs eventually as well, but like I said, it's just kind of hard to when you're in the UK, so I've seen a few pop up that are like a decent price that I might get eventually, but I just really liked this doll because I really like red hair, so she stood out quite a lot to me. But yeah, I keep playing with her hair, but I'm really happy to have this doll. Let me know what you think of her in the comments down below, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye!